Someone asks how you're doing. You smile, you say, I'm good, or I'm fine, or just busy, you know how it is. They nod, they move on. The conversation ends. And you feel relief? No, not quite. You feel like you just lied, like you just performed, like you just showed them the version of you that's easy to digest and hid the version that's actually real. Because the truth is, you're not fine. You're carrying something: grief, anger, fear, shame, regret, loneliness. Something you can't name but can feel in your chest at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep. That struggle means weakness, that if you're not okay, you're failing. That being strong means pretending you're unbreakable. So you bury it, you shove it down, you distract yourself, you work longer hours, you scroll, you joke, you stay busy, you keep moving so the pain can't catch up. And it works. For a while. The pain goes quiet. You convince yourself it's gone. But it's not gone. It's just waiting. And the moment you slow down, the moment you're alone in your car, or lying in bed at night, or standing in the shower, it comes roaring back. Louder than before, because buried pain doesn't disappear. It accumulates. And eventually, it doesn't just whisper, it screams. Let's talk about what you were taught about pain. You were taught to be strong, to push through, to not make a big deal out of things, to get over it, to move on. You were taught that pain is something to overcome quickly, process it privately, deal with it alone. Don't burden others. Don't make it anyone else's problem. And if you're a man, you were taught that emotions are for women, that vulnerability is emasculation, that admitting you're struggling means you're not a man. And if you're a woman, you were taught to be the emotional caretaker, to hold space for everyone else's pain while minimizing your own, to be strong for your kids, your partner, your family, to not be too much or too emotional. So you learned to hide, to perform, to say, I'm fine when you're drowning, to smile through pain, to function while falling apart internally. And you got really, really good at it. So good that sometimes you believe your own performance. So good that you've disconnected from the pain so thoroughly you can't even feel it anymore. It's just numbness, background noise, a heaviness you carry but can't name. But here's the truth. Nobody told you. That's not strength. That's survival mode. And survival mode isn't a sustainable way to live. Real strength isn't pretending pain doesn't exist. Real strength is having the courage to face it, to name it, to say it out loud. Real strength is saying, I'm not okay, I'm struggling, I need help, this is hard. That's not weakness, that's honesty. And honesty is the only way pain actually heals. You think if you ignore pain long enough, it'll go away on its own. Like it has an expiration date. Like if you just push through, you'll wake up one day and it'll be gone. But that's not how it works. Buried pain doesn't decompose. It doesn't fade. It doesn't disappear into nothing. It stays, and it grows, and it affects everything. It shows up in your body, the chronic tension in your shoulders, the headaches that won't go away, the stomach issues your doctor can't explain, the insomnia, the exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, the immune system that's constantly failing. Your body keeps the score. And when your mind refuses to process the pain, your body holds it for you until it can't anymore. It shows up in your relationships. You can't be present because you're using all your energy to keep the pain buried. You can't be vulnerable because vulnerability means the pain might surface. You push people away or keep them at arm's length because intimacy is too risky. You pick fights over small things because the big things are too scary to name. It shows up in your coping mechanisms, the drinking that's gotten heavier, the scrolling that's gotten compulsive, the work that's become an obsession, the food, the shopping, the sex, the anything that helps you not feel. It shows up in your mental health, the anxiety that seems to come from nowhere, the depression that you can't explain, the irritability, the emotional numbness, the feeling like you're watching your life from outside your body. And here's the part that nobody warns you about. Buried pain doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone around you. Your kids can feel it. Even if you never say a word, they absorb your unprocessed trauma. Your silence becomes their inheritance. Your partner can feel it. The walls you've built to protect yourself from pain also keep them out. They're living with a version of you that isn't fully there. Your friends can feel it. They stop asking how you really are because you never give them a real answer. The relationship becomes surface level because depth requires honesty. Buried pain isolates you. It makes you believe you're alone in your struggle, that nobody would understand, that you're the only one falling apart. But that's the pain lying to you, because buried pain thrives in silence, and the moment you speak it out loud, it loses its power. I know what you're thinking. If I start talking about this, if I let it out, I'll fall apart. I'll break. I won't be able to put myself back together. I'll be too much. People will leave. I won't be able to function. That fear makes sense because you've been holding it together for so long that it feels like the only thing keeping you alive is the performance. The "I'm fine" facade. The strength you've been performing. And if you stop performing, if you admit you're not okay, then what? The fear is that you'll crack open and everything you've been holding will pour out and drown you. That you'll lose control. That you'll be vulnerable and people will see you and they'll realize you're not as strong as they thought. And they'll be disappointed. Or worse, they'll leave. So you stay silent. Because silence feels safer than the risk of rejection. Silence feels more manageable than the tsunami of emotion you're afraid is waiting underneath. But here's what actually happens when you speak your pain out loud. You don't fall apart. You start to come back together. You don't break. You begin to heal. You don't lose yourself. You find yourself. The real version, not the performed version. And yeah, some people might not know what to do with your honesty. Some people might be uncomfortable. Some people might distance themselves because your pain reminds them of their own buried pain. But the people who matter, the people who actually love you, they'll stay. They'll hold space. They'll say, "Thank you for trusting me with this." They'll say, "You're not alone." And here's the most important part. You'll realize you can say the hard thing and still survive. You can be honest about your pain and still be loved. You can stop performing strength and discover you were actually strong all along, just in a different way. The breaking open is the healing. The vulnerability is the strength. The honesty is the freedom. Okay, practical time. Because knowing you need to talk about pain and actually doing it are completely different things. Step 1. Start with yourself. Before you tell anyone else, tell yourself. Out loud. Sit somewhere alone. In your car, in your bathroom, in your bedroom with the door closed. And say the thing you've never said, out loud. Not in your head, out loud. I'm angry about what happened. I'm still grieving. I'm scared. I feel like I'm failing. I'm lonely. I haven't been okay for a long time. Say it to the mirror if you need to. Say it to your reflection. Look yourself in the eyes and tell yourself the truth. This isn't dramatic. This is necessary. Your voice needs to hear it. Your body needs to release it. The act of speaking it out loud shifts something. Step 2. Write it down. If speaking it feels too hard, write it. Not to post anywhere, not to send to anyone, just write it. Stream of consciousness. No editing, no making it pretty. Just write what you've been burying. Write the anger, the grief, the fear, the shame, the things you've never told anyone, the secrets you've kept, the pain you've minimized, the trauma you've told yourself wasn't that bad. Write until your hand hurts. Write until you cry. Write until the weight starts to lift. You don't have to do anything with what you write. You can keep it. You can burn it. You can bury it in your backyard and plant something on top of it. The point isn't the artifact. The point is the release. Step 3. Tell one person. 1. Not everyone. Not social media. One trusted person. Your therapist, your best friend, your partner, your sibling. Someone who's earned your trust. Someone who's proven they can hold space for hard things. And say, I need to tell you something I've never said out loud. And then tell them, even if your voice shakes, even if you cry, even if it's messy and incomplete and you can't get all the words right. Tell them and let them hold it with you. You don't need them to fix it. You don't need them to solve it. You just need them to witness it. To say, I see you. I hear you. This is real. You're not alone. Step 4. Say it again and again. The first time you say it, it's hard. The second time, it's still hard but slightly less. The 10th time, you're not just saying it. You're processing it. Talk to your therapist, your support group, your journal, your trusted people. The more you speak it, the less power it has over you. The more you name it, the less it controls you. Pain talked through is pain released. Silence keeps it trapped. Voice sets it free. Step 5. Give yourself permission to not be okay. You don't have to be strong all the time. You don't have to have it together. You don't have to be fine. You're allowed to struggle. You're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to grieve. You're allowed to need help. Being not okay doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And the moment you stop pretending to be fine is the moment you can actually start healing. Let me tell you what actually happens when you start speaking your pain. First, you cry. Like really cry. The kind of crying you haven't let yourself do in years, maybe decades. The kind that comes from your gut, that shakes your whole body, and it feels like breaking, but it's not. It's releasing. It's your body finally letting go of what it's been carrying for so long. Second, you feel lighter. Not immediately, not the first time you say it. But over time, the heaviness you've been carrying starts to lift. You didn't realize how much energy it took to bury pain until you stop using that energy. Third, you start showing up as yourself, the real version, not the performed version, not the I'm fine version, the honest, messy, imperfect, struggling but trying version. And relationships change. Some deepen because you're finally letting people in. Some end because they were built on the performed version of you and they can't handle the real one. And that's okay. You're not for everyone, and everyone's not for you. Fourth, your body starts to heal. The chronic pain starts to ease. The sleep improves. The tension releases. Because your body isn't holding the pain for you anymore, your voice is carrying it. Fifth, and this is the one that surprised me, you realize you're not alone. When you speak your pain, other people start speaking theirs. Your honesty gives them permission. Your vulnerability creates space for theirs. And suddenly, you're not isolated anymore. You're connected. You're part of something bigger than your own pain. You're part of the collective healing that happens when people stop pretending and start being real. Silence keeps you stuck. Voice sets you free. And the freedom is worth the fear. What's something you've never said out loud? The thing you've buried, the pain you've been carrying, the secret you've kept, the grief you've minimized, the anger you've swallowed. Type it in the comments. Right now. You don't have to use names. You don't have to give details. Just name the thing. I'm still angry about what my parent did. I'm grieving a relationship that ended years ago. I'm scared I'm failing at everything. I'm lonely even though I'm surrounded by people. I haven't been okay since the thing happened. Say it. Here, where it's safe, where other people are saying it too, where your honesty might give someone else permission to be honest. Your voice could free someone else's silence. Your courage could be the thing that helps someone else find theirs. Don't let silence be your story. Don't let buried pain be your legacy. Speak it, release it, let it out. And if you need weekly reminders that your pain is valid, that silence isn't strength, and that healing starts with honesty, subscribe. We're learning to stop performing and start living. Pain talked through is pain released. Start talking today.